On YouTube, the name of the game is to create content that is popular, that people are actively looking for. And when people go to your video, be able to keep them on that video for a long period of time. So there is a lot of data within YouTube that can help you figure out this type of information, how well you're doing on both of those fronts, and a lot more. In fact, the YouTube's analytic dashboard probably has a lot more data than even someone who's been checking YouTube analytics for several months. There's still so much to this. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to navigate through the YouTube analytics and some of the key things to look for to help you grow your channel. And if you are looking for more ways to grow your channel, make sure you subscribe to this one because we post a lot of videos here helping you how to grow your YouTube channel, gain more visibility and revenue. So this is a really great place to be if you are looking for any of that type of content. So we'll start with the basic stats first, and we'll jump into some of the more advanced stuff later. The basic stuff is your views, your watch time, and your subscribers. And YouTube lets you see your past 7 days, your past 28 days, past 90 days, and they have other ranges, and you could even do custom. But what we're going to do with this information is look for spikes and look for valleys. So when you get a spike in views, you want to see, okay, what video did I publish that day? What video did I publish the day before? And what did my marketing look like? So it's very important when you see these spikes, try and ask yourself why. What did I do differently? Did a certain video take off? Did I create a video about a certain topic that I don't touch on as much? Because for me, one of my videos that took off was the math behind making $100,000 each year through dividend investing. And that's a video that still gets a lot of views, a lot of engagement to this day, even though I published it several months ago. So being able to look at the data and see those spikes let me know that was a video that it was a great topic, it resonated, and that's why I still create dividend investing videos in addition to the general grow your visibility and revenue type of content on this channel. And if you see a spike in watch time, but not as much of a spike in views, that means in part that maybe you're creating videos that are longer than your average video. Your watch time is going to go up as you create longer videos. And you also might be doing something different with the editing. So your retention rate might be higher. Instead of people sticking around for around 30% of your video, people are sticking around for 40% of your video. So sometimes you don't see a big change in views, but you do see a big change in watch time based on what the retention rate is looking like for your videos and how long they are, because 10 minutes of video, there's just more watch time in that than a 3-minute video. And even if you get people to stick around for 30% of a 10-minute video, that is the same as if someone sticks around for 100% of a 3-minute video. And getting 30% on a long piece of content is a lot easier than getting 100% retention on a small piece of content. And just as we talked about, if we have spikes, we also got to talk about the valleys. So if you see a big dip in, it's not even if you lose subscribers in one day, it's if you're gaining subscribers at a consistent rate, and then instead of, let's say, gaining 10 subscribers a day, you only gain 1 or 2 subscribers for the next 2 or 3 days. That's also something to look at. Maybe you created videos that didn't really connect as well. Maybe you just didn't do as much marketing, or the marketing just didn't resonate as well. So when you look at your valleys in the same way you look at your spikes, and you do some reflecting, and YouTube will let you see what were the recent videos you published. You could hover the mouse over and you will be able to see which video you recently published and how it aligns with your stats. That gives you a good indicator of not just what your spikes are, but also what your values are. And being able to crunch that data and figure out what you did or what you didn't do can help you not just avoid mistakes, but also do more of the things that are working for your channel. And I mentioned retention rate a little earlier. You could go video by video on this, and I do recommend you do that because it's going to give you an idea of when people are tuning out of your videos. You are going to see a lot of people dip out in the beginning. That's just the nature of YouTube. But if you see a lot more people leaving than usual, so within the first minute, if you have less than 50% of your people still with you, that's a problem, because it's pretty much you had a really long introduction and people were waiting for you to get to the point. And you can see that in your YouTube audience retention for any of your videos, because it's not a straight line or anything of that nature. It's a bit choppy. And if you see a spike up on the algorithm, so it's naturally going to go down the retention rate. But if you have a point in the video, like 5 minutes, where you're at like 40% retention rate, people are still in it after that 5 minutes, and then you see it go up to 45% at one point, that's an indicator people are fast forwarding past that part to get back to the content that they want to see on the video. So if you have a lot of choppiness in the graph for your audience retention rate, you may want to rewatch the video, because it can be a sign that people are just skipping to try and get to the next point. And you should just maybe do a redo, maybe just do a little bit of recording, not of the whole video, but there are signs where if you keep going on and it doesn't connect as much, you are going to see the choppiness in your audience retention rate. So that is something to look for when we're finding the value of your videos. Before we continue with the video, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Chris Ballard, who penned the brilliant novella, The Elizabeth. This novella follows the life of Margaret Fuller in a success against all odds adventure. You can join the adventure by getting your copy of Chris's The Elizabeth on Amazon today, and the link will also be in the description of this video. And in the Reach tab, the two key stats I look at are impressions and click-through rate. Impressions is something you don't really have too much control over. It just gives you the idea of how much time YouTube is pushing out your videos to their people, and it's based on what keywords you pick. It's based on how many videos you're producing, because if you produce a video each day, that's more impressions you get on the launch of that video. So doing daily videos definitely helps with getting more impressions, but it's something where you can do things to help a little bit, but you're just hoping. And the reason I check this is if I see the impressions are growing, or if I see one video is getting a lot of impressions, I will be doing a lot more videos on that topic. Another great thing, though, is click-through rate, and that is something you can control. You change the thumbnail, you change the title, you change your click-through rate. And the higher your click-through rate, the more incentivized YouTube is to show your videos to more people, thus ramping up your impressions. So more impressions is pretty much a sign that you're doing the right things on YouTube. If you're seeing a decline in impressions, then it's a sign that you gotta come out with more videos. And it's also that one of your videos could just use a thumbnail and title change. So part of the YouTube analytics is looking at each individual video. And this is where the channel really grows, because you can see which video had you lose 5 subscribers and which one gave you 10. And you get to see different things you did in each video to figure out what to do and what to not do for your future content. But the reason this gets really special is, let's say that one of your videos is taking off in terms of impressions. Let's say your channel's getting on average 100 impressions each day. All of a sudden, one of your videos spikes and gets, let's say, 300 impressions per day. So triple the potential reach. The issue is if that video has a 1% click-through rate, then you may be getting 300 extra impressions, but that's only 3 views. So you can change that by changing the title and the thumbnail. So let's say because of that, you go from a 1% click-through rate to a 4% click-through rate. Without any other changes, those 300 daily impressions from that video, you're now going from 3 visitors each day from that video to 12, just by changing your click-through rate from 1% to 4%. And when you do have that higher click-through rate, that's going to tell YouTube, hey, people are seeing this video, they're clicking on it, and they're going to promote your video more because they're starting to see that it is a proven concept. So that's the power of looking at individual videos, because you can go back to older ones and make appropriate changes so they have a better shot at performing better on the YouTube algorithm. That's the beginner version of YouTube analytics. I'll come out with an advanced analytics version if you guys want it. I will share one thing with you in the advanced mode. The cool thing about that is you can have videos, among other things, you can have videos show up based on when they were published. So one great strategy to using YouTube analytics and everything in front of you to figure out how to move forward with your channel is to look at videos published in January, and then in February, and then just the videos in March, and then just the videos in April, and see how those videos are performing. Because the data will tell you if, let's say, your January videos were the best, or your March videos, they weren't up to par based on what you're doing. And it really gives you an idea of which videos are helping you grow your channel the most. Because it could be an old video that you published a year ago that is the big carrier of your channel. It's the one getting the most amount of subscribers. And you can see that you're getting a lot of subscribers, be like, it's this new stuff I'm doing. But sometimes it is that older video that's giving you the majority of your subscribers. And that's not a bad thing. Posting more videos gives you even more shots at getting subscribers. But if you see it's this one old video about a topic you haven't really touched in a while, you may want to re-explore it and create similar videos in the future. I'd love to hear from you guys which YouTube analytic tip you guys like the most, and some of the cool ways you guys are using the analytics as well. And if you guys enjoyed this video and want more like it, please subscribe to the channel so you get more videos just like this one. Signing off, dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.